Hello and welcome to the Comic-spiracy episode 620 for the week of Monday, August 12th, 2024. My name is Ryan Higgins, who's here this week.
Brock Sager.
Kevin.
Blaine.
Toby.
Hello everyone. We're back. We got some Deadpool and Wolverine spoilers to talk about. We got some news at and around New York Comic-Con. Hold on, that's coming. San Diego Comic-Con to talk about. There's a bunch of news we didn't get to on our last episode. Some big stuff definitely want to chat about. We're going to start with Deadpool, Wolverine. I'm going to get it out of the way. It's just I have no idea how long this is going to go for, so we'll do whatever news we can do in the back half. If you have not seen Deadpool and Wolverine, we're going to talk spoilers. I don't know how you've avoided spoilers because people have just given up. I mean, again, I've also given up, so I could care less. But I like the internet has just stopped caring about spoilers apparently because it was everywhere immediately. The worst I've seen it probably in quite some time. So I'm sure if you care about spoilers, that's frustrating. I don't know how you got this far without being spoiled on everything. And stop this podcast if you don't want to hear all the spoilers because we're going to do that now. But check back in. I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour, maybe. We'll do some news in the back end.
3 hours.
There's other stuff to talk about. 40 minutes, 30 minutes. I have no long how we're going to talk. Just skip ahead. Just skip ahead.
It should be in the show
notes, right?
Yeah, sure, we'll do. Those show notes definitely put timestamps in the show notes. How do you say about Deadpool Wolverine? I have pretty divergent opinions on this movie, and I'm gonna guess most of you feel the same, but I'll be curious if you do.
No, some of us have opposite opinions of yours.
So wait, is this spoilers hot from the go?
Spoilers, yeah. Not even. This is no point. I mean,
I was spoiled on one thing. I was completely cold on the rest of the movie.
Okay, that's good. That's impressive.
And I just saw it like 3 days ago.
Yeah, you just saw it this weekend. I guess not. I mean, no direct spoiler, but I both liked the movie. I really liked the movie, and I never need to see another movie like this again. I like it as a standalone thing, and I am beyond done with the multiverse, with the TVA, with Deadpool. 2 hours of Deadpool every 6 years is about the right amount of time of Deadpool for me. And I am beyond terrified, especially after D23 this past weekend, everything that got announced there. I know Toby wants to talk about that a little bit too. That everything I want is going to be tripled down. Everything I don't want is going to be tripled down on coming forward because Disney appears absolutely terrified to do anything new and not just rehash and repeat everything that's been successful. And with the massive success of this movie, I am very, very afraid for the future of the Marvel Universe, for the MCU. But that said, as in a bubble, I really like Deadpool 3. I liked 1 a lot. I liked 1 a ton. 2, it was okay. It was fun. It was fine, but it kind of was it was too soon. It was a little too much. I didn't really care for it. It was all right, but not my favorite. But 3 did it was kind of the right amount of time had passed. It was fun. It was funny. Great references, all the cameos, all the throwbacks. But I'm just, I don't need this anymore. This put such a nice bow on the multiverse that I want it to be done now, and I'm terrified it's just going to become even more prominent with the success of Spider-Verse and Spider-Man 3, and that was No Way Home. Seriously, I've not even a bit. I can't remember which Spider-Man movie's which. What's the third one called?
Far From Home, No Way Home.
No Way Home. It's not even a bit. I swear to God, I can't keep them straight.
Remember,
No Way Home.
Homecoming. They had a Homecoming.
That I get. Yeah. Homecoming. I
Far
remember.
From Home. They were abroad.
But is it
No Way Home is nobody's gonna know. He can't get back to MJ.
But isn't a multiverse, isn't that even further far from home than Europe? Like, anyway, with the success of that, with the success of Spider-Verse and the success of Deadpool, I can't see any future for the Marvel Universe except endless cameos and multiverse stuff. We were clearly going that direction with Kang already, but I think they're going to way double down on it going forward. So, very conflicted thoughts coming out of the movie. Again, really liked it. Really funny. We'll get into all the cameos and spoilers and all that stuff as it goes on. But Brock, why don't you're next on my little list here. Why don't you give me your thoughts on Deadpool?
Made a list? You made a list?
No, just intro order.
Okay.
It's fine. Yeah. Give us your couple thoughts. Spoil as much as you want. Because I think you saw it before all of us.
Yeah, I did.
Because
you were in Comic-Con, so I saw it Friday. When did I see it? Friday morning. Yeah, I saw it Friday morning. I believe. I can't remember. Yeah, it must have been Friday morning because I was still I had to work Saturday, so I had Friday off. So I saw an early show on Friday, and I didn't get spoiled on anything. So it was really refreshing watching a movie where, even though you saw funny scenes from the movie, you still didn't know exactly what was going on, and you were still figuring out as the movie went on. And out of all the Deadpool movies, I think I like this one the most, just because of what it does for fixing a whole fuck ton of problems that the MCU dug themselves into with variants and Loki and the Time of Thor, like all this stuff that they kind of just, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. I mean, even Endgame had so much garbage in it when it came to time and all that stuff. This does a really good job of cleaning all that up, to a decent degree. It was fun. I think the biggest thing was it felt like a creative group made a movie because they loved the characters and the IP, and they were really left alone in doing it. As much as Disney can leave things alone anymore, considering they don't just have Buena Vista available. Yeah, I thought it did a really, really good job in what it wanted to do. I loved the fact that the end credit scene was not leading to something else. But yeah, I think for me, what sums the whole movie up is when Wade is at the TVA and he breaks the fourth wall, does the long walk to the camera, says, "I'm Marvel Jesus. I'm going to Disneyland. Suck it, Marvel," and headbutts the camera and breaks the screen. Or Fox. No, he says headbutt. Yeah. I think that kind of encompassed I'm glad they made it, and if I see another Deadpool movie, that's fine, as long as it's Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy and they are left alone as much as humanly possible. So yeah.
Kevin, thoughts? Noted Deadpool lover.
Hey, I like the first two. I even like the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't feel like I needed another serving of this, and it was Ryan Higgins who pushed me over the edge.
Well, do you think I feel you probably have similar to what I am. It's a fun movie, but if I never see Deadpool again, I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah. And as I told you, I want to go the rest of my life, literally the rest of my life, without seeing another movie with the text on screen that says Earth and then a number after it. Just stop. Stop.
Is it weird being a big Flash fan and now we hate the multiverse?
I know.
Like,
congratulations, you guys. You got me to hate my favorite thing as a kid. I now hate it. I don't want any more. Yeah.
I described it, I think it was to Leanne. I was like, you can't have ice cream and cake for every meal, right? Like, the multiverse is fun in moderation.
Yes. Yes, and it's the same thing we talked about with the doppelgangers. I freaking love the crime syndicate. I don't want them in the villains of every Justice League story. That it's not fresh anymore. But anyway, Deadpool. Okay. So going off with...
like in a bubble, like versus bigger picture thoughts. I feel like I assume most of us are going to have a similar feeling with this, but yeah.
I'm going to give you my 3 highlights. How about that? And then I'll tag off and let Lane go. Here are my 3 highlights. So first of all, I think this is a super fun movie. I don't know if I'd call it a good movie, because if I printed out the script and handed it to you, you'd be kind of like, now wait.
Oh, sorry, I did forget to say something. I want to bounce off that real quick, and I mean interrupt you. Yes, it's not a good movie. It will be kind of meaningless in 5 or 10 years. It does an incredible job of talking about the exact situation today.
Yeah.
And who knows what that's going to look like at any other time. Deadpool 1, I think, will age great. 2, to a lesser degree, but I still think it will. This movie will not age well. It's fun now, but I don't know how this movie reads in 5 or 10 years, let alone 50 years, right?
I also don't know how this movie reads to anybody who wasn't alive and seeing superhero movies in the 90s. But, okay, here are my 3 highlights. Top 3, and then move on. First of all, Hugh Jackman. And I don't mean cool to see him in the yellow costume. I mean, I think he was legitimately great in this movie as a performance. Aside from the costume and all of that stuff, and having him back as Wolverine. Legitimately great. Number 2, Deadpool's photo from his birthday party. And you know why I'm highlighting this is because when they're running around, he's talking about, I'm trying to save my universe, and this is why I'm fighting for it. He keeps holding up that photo. That's exactly what they did wrong with all that Kang shit, where it's like, we're pruning the timelines, and as an audience, you're just like, yeah, and who gives a shit? I don't know anything about any of these timelines. Why would I care? But I don't even want to call it like a brilliant stroke of storytelling in a Deadpool movie, but giving it the photo, now it makes the stakes relevant to the character instead of just this big, vague concept. Immediately, it's better than any of the Kang stuff. Just with that.
Yeah, they forgot that nobody cares about the plot; people care about characters. Right. Yeah.
Well,
and my number 3, and Lane was saying about a standing ovation. This may sound like I'm joking, you guys, but I'm completely serious with this. I wanted to stop the movie and stand up and applaud at one point. And it's Cassandra Nova is talking to Wolverine. It's near the end of the movie. And she says, Charles loved you, you know. And he says, Charles loved all of us. That was the secret. And I was just like, God damn it. Yes, you got it right there. If that's your take on the X-Men going forward in the MCU, God damn, bring it on right now. I want it now. Perfect. And I know that's kind of a throwaway line. It's not even like really a huge key to the story or anything. But I just was so happy that they got that right. I seriously wanted to clap. Probably the only one in there. Well, there's like 5 people in the screening, but
Professor X being a giant dick is a very memeable thing.
I hate it,
and I'm just kind of like, that's just not the character.
No, I hate it. Yeah. I like Professor X being the kind, like the father figure, and I like Cyclops being the cool leader of the team. That's my X-Men. That's the X-Men I grew up on, so that's always going to be my favorite take on it. But yeah, so those are my 3 highlights. The actress playing Cassandra Nova, I'll throw in the honorable mention. I thought she was perfect, just perfect. And I hope she comes back for more. All right. Tag off to Lane.
Oh, do we have a Lane and Toby duo review here from the sounds of it?
I don't know. I think his is going to be very different since I don't know how much he was awake.
Do you guys, I know. Did you guys go see it together? I need the group.
Well, actually, I saw it first, and then I went a second time to see it with him.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I kept having to wake him up.
Toby, just like 6 espresso shots before the movie.
Yeah, I don't have AMC. What's it called? Plus or Red or whatever it's called anymore, so I can't just go rewatch it on a whim.
Just get some gum, chew through the whole movie, keep yourself awake.
No, I think I just need... Actually, the seat was uncomfortable. Mine was broken. Yeah, so it was actually uncomfortable, so I guess that didn't actually work.
Sticky floors.
You fell asleep in an uncomfortable seat?
Yeah. Hey man, post Comic-Con, man. I go on.
Toby doesn't sleep, so he can fall asleep standing up.
No, I think Toby falls asleep to watching stuff, and he's just classically conditioned himself to fall asleep when something is playing in front of him.
Oh, I can't keep my eyes open on watching TV. It's so bad. I watch like 8 minutes of a show every night, and then I have to rewind it. And it takes me 15 minutes to figure out where I left off, and then I watch 5 more minutes.
What in the hell?
Out, and then 3 days later, it takes me 5 minutes to figure out where I was. Yeah, and I'm like, wait, I think I watched this. Let me rewind 5 minutes and figure it out. So yeah, it's the worst. It's just the worst. Yeah.
That, or I'm going to get a little loop of like sneakers on a hardwood floor so that he thinks it's a basketball game at all times.
That sounds calming to me, man. I sleep to that stuff like a baby because that shit is on all night long.
Then why do you need to watch it all the time if you're gonna fall asleep?
It's the bright lights.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think?
Well, for me, I don't know. I think I liked it a little less than you, maybe. I felt like if you just take apart the story, the point of the story kind of was interesting, but like some the start and the end, I kind of really didn't care for. But I will say, like, the action sequences were really good, but there were some of the action sequences and some of the sequences in the middle were just a little too long.
I love that. One of my favorite scenes is the whole scene where he's fighting the variant Deadpool's on the bus. That was
great. Yeah,
shot.
There was some really,
it's a great shot.
Really interesting, innovative stunt work with that too. That was done on that sequence. But like, for example, when Dogpool, the first time you see Dogpool running at him, it's like, okay, that's cool, but did we need 5 minutes of him to run all the way across the damn field? No. Like, you could have just cut that in half, and
I think we're just old. Maybe. I think we sound like a bunch of like old people complaining about a movie that everybody else enjoyed.
Well, I mean, overall, like a lot of the jokes were okay. I agree with Kevin. Wolverine, Cassandra Nova, amazing in the film. I don't know. I think Toby felt a little bit the same way, where I feel like Wolverine and Cassandra Nova actually outshone Deadpool himself, because I feel like
they carried the movie.
Yeah, and some of Deadpool's jokes I think kind of fell flat because, like you said, they're kind of just timely, and unless you follow that kind of humor, it just doesn't hit the same. So I didn't. Yeah, like I like Deadpool, but it was hit or miss on his jokes at times, a little more than the previous movies. And yeah, like I said, and then some of the cameos, I like some of them, but then it's a little weird seeing cameos of characters, but they're not the actual actors, so like they're stand-in cameos kind of thing.
Yeah, a lot of the X-Men, a lot of the Evil Mutants were. Sabretooth, I think, was the only one that was the secondary actor, right? Because Psylocke wasn't. What's her name?
No, well, I think the I don't know what character her name. The one that. I think there's the one that runs around. Right? Like, she was running around really fast in the original movie, but she didn't do that in this one. She was up on the top. Yeah, she didn't. I don't know if she had a name in the movie or not.
I don't remember. Yeah, like Toad wasn't.
Toad. And then Toby, I was wrong. Apparently, Bullseye was in there, but it wasn't. It wasn't obviously the same actor. It was just some stand-in.
Really? Was he?
Yeah, because there's a shot you could see he's wearing the actual outfit.
Huh?
He's wearing the
vest.
It
makes it harder to reckon. I mean, love him or hate him, but Colin Farrell. That was Colin Farrell's Bullseye, like his Bullseye, right? So if it's not him,
I didn't see that at all.
If it's some random dude, that makes it very, very hard to be recognized.
Yeah.
I mean, a character like Azazel, I don't even remember who played him in the movie, but like he like stands out. But even I was like, is that supposed to be Psylocke? Because it doesn't really look like her.
I don't think.
And obviously it wasn't Olivia Munn, so I was like, is that supposed to be Psylocke?
No, I thought the Psylocke was the X-Men 3 version. I mean, not the same actress, but I thought that's the version they were going with.
Oh, I don't even know.
No, I don't think that she was in it at all. I'm not sure. I don't remember seeing her, but
the Juggernaut was the different actor, but it was the same.
Yeah, that
Juggernaut was. Yeah. I mean, most of them were different, but it was cool that I know they tried to get Nick Cage to come back as Ghost Rider. I don't know why. I feel like of everyone, what the fuck is Nick Cage? Like, he'll do anything. Like, how is that the one that didn't show up? But no, it was like a cool send off for those characters. But I I know Toby wants X-23 back and everything, but like I could just be done. Like, I don't. It does a disservice if they're gonna like, oh, we're gonna do more of this. Like, no. Just please don't. Just leave it here. Just leave it here.
Well, do you mean the end of the versions we saw, not like if they're going to continue forward for new actors?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I like I said, I'm just terrified that they're going to be like, oh, everyone loves the multiverse stuff. Let's do even more. We were right. Kang was just the wrong character, but more multiverse. Let's start pulling in everything from everyone. It's like,
I'm telling you, Robert Downey Jr. is going to play everybody.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like the TVA was the worst part of the whole movie for me.
Oh, that was awful.
I hated the TVA.
Every TVA, that was awful.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, Greg was in it, so like, oh no, not Greg. What the hell is his name? Tom. Tom was in it, so Tom's great. Tom's fucking awesome.
Yeah, but he was not served by the writing.
Yeah, exactly. No. And like, because it was basically just a big MacGuffin again, and it's just like I kind of hate MacGuffin movies.
Well, and that's what we were saying before. It is not a good movie. Yeah. It's a very fun movie. It was a really exciting, fun, funny, comic booky.
It was a entertaining movie, which we haven't had in a very, very long time.
Yeah, I don't expect a Deadpool movie to be good or serious. One kind of was. I think it stands up better. Two, it's a little too goofy. I don't know. Like, what I appreciate in this, and sorry, I do want to hear what Toby thought of the 5 minutes he saw the movie, but what I liked about this movie a lot too was, I think more than two, especially, but in a similar part with one, Deadpool kind of like they work around him a lot. He's in this a lot of the scenes, but way more of the scenes, like the attention is focused on Logan. The sort of like they very smartly do not give Deadpool more than like a minute to himself, and then it quickly goes to other characters to stabilize and bring the movie back to normalcy. Like, it's not every scene. This is my problem with the Marvel movies. Every scene is cut off by a joke. In this, it was every joke was cut off by a serious moment, which is how it should be. You need the serious moments to take real priority over the jokes, and you're not ruining a jokey scene, or you're not ruining a serious scene with a joke. You have these jokey scenes that become very serious as time goes on. Yeah, it's funny when he grabs Nice Pool and he's using him as like a shield and all that, right? But then you quickly have like more serious moments after that. So I liked they balanced. It is as good as I think you could do a Deadpool, because it's so they do it so wrong so often in the comics. And I just, as a general rule, dislike the character of Deadpool a lot. So the fact that they pulled it off now, I think, pretty consistently in the movies,
timing,
says a lot,
right? Like, in scenes where Deadpool needed to have that comedic kick, right? They let him go a little bit, but like you said, they let him go, but they didn't let him take it over, right? Like, things needed to still progress.
Yeah,
throughout, like even the scene when when we're introduced to Blade, Elektra, and Gambit, right? It's a very tense moment between Wolverine and Gambit that breaks that interaction, right? Of him going, Sling Blade and making all those references and stuff like that. It's really great, but it breaks it, and then you need to come back to what we're doing in the scene, right? But again, that's just knowing when to hold them, knowing when to fold them. I don't know.
Yeah, no. They needed to, have twice as many serious moments as unserious moments.
The Deadpool movies have had those serious moments, right? Like,
yeah, right. No, that's what I mean. They have done better than most of the Marvel movies have in the last 8 years or whatever.
I think I think it was the first one was because it was more towards Deadpool. The second one was more towards it's a family thing and a kid thing, and it just didn't seem to fit right with the character. Even though the whole movie is, like him wanting to have that. But again, I think that was also due to it was rushed out because of this, popularity of Deadpool 1. Right.
I don't know. I feel like the first two had those realistic ideals. He wants to. It's the first one's the love story. The second being
you get the
talking
girl,
about kids.
have the family. Yeah.
Right, but then he's progressing as he's getting older. You're seeing his life progress. But I do feel like this one starts where you're like, he's got everything, but then it's not what it didn't seem to line up with what he was trying to get in the first two, though. Where okay, now he's a car salesman.
Well, so the thing is he had all those things, and then he lost stuff, and then came to terms with where he was at, and then now he's trying to redefine himself, and that was the whole thing of joining the Avengers, right? Being the hero, doing all of this stuff that's epic and all of this stuff, and kind of going through that quote unquote midlife crisis. It's a superhero crisis of
Yeah, but it seems to all stem from the fact that he basically gave up on Vanessa. And it just, I don't know, that part to me felt very contrived. As opposed to a natural thing.
I think the issue there was we didn't really there's something that we're missing in the exposition of that plot point that we needed a little bit more of, and we didn't get.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what the problem was. It doesn't feel natural. Like this was continuing from the first two movies because of that. There's something missing, or I don't know if maybe the explanation is that this isn't the same Deadpool, which obviously you could say that because friggin' the very end crap, but still it doesn't line up quite the same as the first two to me because of that.
Maybe there's a universe where Deadpool's happy.
Toby,
we'll see that one.
Thoughts on what you saw? What'd you see?
Well, first of all, hats off to Ryan's last name I won't say. I think it's really cool. He got to do his Deadpool, his version, and then get 3 movies out of it.
See, I did not. I was like, Ryan, last name you can't say. Oh, yeah. Ryan
Reynolds.
Ryan what? Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, okay. Screw you guys. Screw you all.
You got to give us one for old time's sake.
Nope.
Come on.
It's been 60 years since we've made that joke, okay?
Yeah.
Even Leanne knows what's going on.
Yeah. You're welcome. Anyways, I think this is the best Wolverine outside of Logan in all the X-Men movies. So I thought that was awesome. Hats off to Hugh Jackman. I really, really like him in this one. When I first saw Cassandra Nova, I thought she might have been cast a little young, but boy, she knocked it out of the park. Holy shit. The way she was fighting, her dialogue, the acting, I really, really liked her. I really do hope they bring her back. I thought that was fantastic. And the other thing I really, really enjoyed were all the cameos. I loved them. I loved them in this. In Doctor Strange, where a movie title called Multiverse Madness, and they didn't play into their existing universes and their existing things that they could have done. I think I said it in that on that podcast where I wish we could have had a Human Torch in that one, and they think it's Captain America. They literally delivered that scene in this movie. So all of that stuff I really loved. The history between Ryan, whose last name I will not say, and Wesley Snipes with Blade Trinity and stuff like that. So I thought that cameo was really cool. So I really enjoyed that. All that little team they built, I really liked. Of course, X-23 was the one thing I really, really, really wanted in this movie. I really enjoyed. So on that sense, I really, really liked all of it. So hats off to Ryan and the entire crew. So I enjoyed those things quite a bit. So yeah.
And you'll watch the rest of the movie someday. You got most of it.
He will own it on 4K or 8K.
Look, he's gonna buy it because that's Gambit. I mean, come on.
It's no secret that I'm not. But Deadpool's humor is not my humor, right? So I know there is a bunch of Deadpool fans out there. It's just not my humor. So I actually thought the first movie was really well done. The second movie, I really, really enjoyed Cable and Domino, and I like that take on Domino a lot. But I really enjoyed Cable and Domino in that one. And then this one, I enjoyed again. And I mean, it's bad to say it, but I enjoyed everything else again. Right? I enjoyed the cameos. I really enjoyed Wolverine. I really enjoyed Cassandra Nova. The things I didn't like was the TVA. That was kind of weird and out of place. And I wonder for people that did not watch Loki or didn't watch what's the other? Were they in Ant-Man and Wasp 3?
No, just Loki.
Okay.
I don't think they weren't in any of the movies, were they?
Who?
TVA? I don't think so.
I don't know, but I wonder for people that did not watch the show if they were like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Yeah.
I'm curious. I don't know. I mean, maybe everybody in the world watched everything, right? But
I don't think they did.
Yeah, but
I didn't watch Loki
wonder,
season
right?
2. So like I didn't watch Loki season 2, but I watched a video to get
what
caught
the
up with
TVA
it.
is, but there's people out there that didn't watch one episode, and they probably go, "Who are these people in orange jumpsuits or costumes?" Right?
Mhm.
So
I think they explain. They explain as much as you need to know, and the fact that we've got 2 seasons of a TV show that have dicked around with it forever, it tells you how meaningless it is.
Yeah. So yeah. Well,
wait, Toby, how did you like Gambit?
It's funny. I had the pleasure of meeting Channing Tatum like a couple of times now. Like once at a party and once at a one of those Comic-Con signings where he actually spent some time talking to us. I like the guy. He's a super cool guy, and he obviously loves Gambit. So I remember when they were doing the movie, he said he had like a really cool take on the accent, and the lines going like viral obviously means it worked. So I got nothing against him. I thought he looked a little funny, but he.
I think if he was in that suit 20 years ago, it would have looked fine. He's just, he's bigger, he's older.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think they had one take that were like, let's just go comic book accurate. I would have liked a little more like, maybe a little more cinematic take on it. But
I think you lose
in the movie.
I think you lose the headpiece, and I think he would have looked perfect.
Yeah, exactly. And I personally, I mean, this is
fine. It's fine.
This is me being a huge Gambit fan. I wanted the red pupil and the black eyes. Like, even if it's just when he charges up the powers, that's fine. Like, if you don't want to do it all the time, right? Just have him be normal and have him do that when he like charges the cards or something. I I would have loved that.
Toby, it's his second mutation.
Yeah.
Just wait for it.
I would have really, really liked if they did that. But look, I had no problem with Taylor Kitsch or however you say his last name on Wolverine Origins. I like that Gambit as well. Obviously Channing Tatum is a far bigger name at this point, and he loves the character himself, and he was supposed to get a movie. The way they played it in this, it worked really well. Like the whole where they couldn't understand each other. I mean, it really, really worked. So I thought it was cool. The costume looked a little weird and stiff to me. He looked a little Keaton Batman-ish with the neck piece. Like, he had to turn and the whole body turns, kind of. So that was a little funny. But no, I have nothing against. I think it's cool. I mean, I sadly got spoiled beforehand on Gambit. I probably would have lost it. I'm like, well, and it's no secret that they were trying to do this movie, right? So it would have been a surprise, yet not really quite a surprise because it was going to be him. The X-23 thing. I wish I could have gotten surprised while watching the movie, but I watched the third trailer where she shows, or the final trailer where she showed up, and it hit me there, which. I'm really glad I watched the trailer because about 2 hours later, there was like this IGN post with picture with like confirmed, blah, blah, blah. I would have hated to be spoiled by IGN on Instagram, right? So I'm really, really glad I watched the trailer and I let it hit me on my own instead of, having like a spoiler post about it and then going into the movie knowing that she's already in it. I am totally up for an X-23 movies, like a post-Logan. it doesn't even have to be related to this at all. Like, it could be like a post Logan X-23 movie. I'd be all in, right? But anyways, I enjoyed this flick. I enjoyed the second one. I enjoyed the first one. Am I a Deadpool fan now? I'm still not, but I enjoyed the other things that were in the movies, and I applaud Ryan, whose last name I will not say, for all his work and dedication to his character.
Wait, no one has mentioned what I thought was awesome was the montage of going to the different Wolverines at the beginning.
That was fantastic.
I was waiting for all of us to just kind of be like, get to that. I was like, yeah, I'll wait.
Yeah, so fun comic book moment.
Yeah.
Fine for the movie, right? There's a good balance between, pointing at the thing and knowing the reference and good plot. I'm not expecting, the world's best plot out of these. It was fun in this movie. Now, like I said, my fear becomes, I don't want Deadpool to show up in the fucking Avengers movie. Because he sucks the life out of, not sucks the life out of this. He sucks all the energy to himself in every scene around regular characters, and I am just super afraid. I'm afraid of a lot of stuff. FF.
Well, let's be honest. You're afraid of the fucking sun outside, all right? Let's be honest.
Deadpool.
Wait, you guys, somebody explained to me, or maybe this is the joke. The joke I didn't get, but I'm saying maybe me not getting it is the joke, is when he meets the Wolverine, is like, oh, you're in the John Byrne, the brown costume. Cool, right? The reference, cool. But then he goes, isn't that the costume you fought the Hulk in? I'm like, wait, no.
But it's not.
Like, literally
no.
never? So is that the joke?
Well, no. So the thing is that, so the whole montage, like when I was watching it and then after like thinking about it, is a kind of, to me, feels like a solid commentary on just the idea of making comic book movies, right? Because you have him go to the first one, comic accurate Wolverine. We don't need to see that, right? We're acknowledging it could exist in the multiverse, but we don't need to see it. Then you go to the Apocalypse one, right? Where it's like that movie that gets made and it because everyone thinks it's cool and it's not. Like that.
I thought it was cool.
No, it was cool.
I had no problem with that. I thought it was excellent. I mean, everything was just enough, right?
Yeah.
The cover with the claws, the Age Apocalypse Wolverine, the little Wolverine. Yeah, Cavalry might have been a little long, but whatever, dude. Let them have fun with it,
Well, no, that was the.
So this is my. Go ahead, bro.
Well, that was the thing. Is Calvo Wolverine represents that Wolverine from the white wife beater era. Right, you have Old Man Logan, which if you look at how that shot versus the other ones, that's more serious. Like that's very like this movie could get made. But when they go to the one with him in the brown and yellow costume in the John Byrne, right? That's where I think they show kind of everything merging, because remember he makes the joke reference to Avengers where he says, I'm Marvel Jesus you, and he gets thrown into the tree.
That's not a joke about the Byrne.
No, that's the Avengers Loki joke when Loki.
I think you guys looking way too much into it. I think they just had some fun.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Way too much into this shit, man.
No, that's what I was asking. I was just wondering if that was the joke, that he didn't fight him in that costume. That's all.
He did. It's the cover to Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
the McFarlane cover. He's wearing the brown outfit, and he has.
Yeah. When they show don't they have that shot in the movie?
They have exactly. That shot in the claws, yes.
Yeah.
But the Byrne one, but that's not the Byrne one.
That's my point. That's the joke, right?
Was it just the cover?
Well,
Yeah, that shot of him with the Hulk reflecting
Yeah.
in the claws, that's the Incredible Hulk cover. He's in the Braun costume in
I
that.
think
But
I meant like what threw
they
me off was referencing Byrne specifically, because I'm like, wait, he never fought him in the Byrne years.
That's the thing,
Yeah.
right? They took the origin where he fights the Hulk, and the Hulk is green and Wolverine's in yellow, and they take the Hulk cover where he's in brown and Hulk is gray, and they like mash those two scenes together.
Got it.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not a joke. I think it's just
it's
No,
a
I got it.
mashup
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
we're just going to mash up these two scenes. Yeah. The comic accurate sized Wolverine was the joke, right?
Yes.
So I'm not saying I didn't like that. That was great, but that doesn't make the movie for me. I mean, one of my favorite scenes in like Lego Batman is at the very beginning when they're going through all the list of villains, and I'm like, yeah, that's super funny, right? Yeah, these are all real characters. This is great. But that's not, that's a fun scene. But I don't need that constantly. Again, there's a difference between taking the stories that happen in the comics and adapting them to a medium and to a different medium and doing them accurately, changing stuff that needs to get changed and blah, blah, blah. And just doing a spot the reference. The spot the references are fun, but that doesn't make a good movie. So Deadpool, I think, overall did a pretty good job of merging those two. Enough stuff for the fanboys, enough stuff for the new audience, enough Deadpool for the people who like that, enough serious time. I'm just, they're going to learn the wrong lessons from these movies. People, it doesn't need to just be that constant rehash of that stuff. And I'm so afraid that that's what they're going to do. So we'll see. I mean, maybe they won't. I don't know.
Hey, when the end credits started rolling, if you had offered me $100 to tell you what the end credit scene was going to be, not mid credit, end, I would have guaranteed I would have put $500 down that it would pay off that joke with Thor from the TVA from earlier in the movie on the screen.
Oh,
He's like,
no, they're saving that for
saving that for Deadpool 4.
No, they're saving that for Avengers. They're saving that for the real movie. what was the post credit scene? I never remember.
It's where he's reviewing the footage.
Doing the monologue.
He's reviewing the footage of Johnny in the cage, just going off on Cassandra.
And
he's like, whatever. "See, I was right."
Yeah. That wasn't funny.
It would have been funny if they actually used the right language. It should have been caught in 4K, which is what all the kids are saying.
Caught in 4K.
Yeah, that's what they all say. I'm fucking old. I can't believe I just said that.
Avengers 251, the cover, the Silvestri cover. Is Silvestri, right? Where Wolverine's on the
Uncanny Avengers 251, yes.
Yeah. Like 9.8 for now.
We sold a copy that we had in our back issues online.
It's been an $8 book. It's nothing important. It's been an $8 book for 40 years, and now like a 9.8, it's like $400 for that cover. So congratulations, whatever. Like raw copies are like $40-$50 now. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, whatever.
It's a great cover, but like
it'll be a $12 book next week.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything we didn't cover?
You must have appreciated the Blade joke.
Which one?
There will only ever be one Blade.
Yeah. Well, that
was good.
I did enjoy that.
Thank you, Ryan Reynolds, for telling all the Disney execs what we've all been saying about a lot of things. A lot of this being a little played out. The current movie's not being great. There will never be another Blade movie. Like, just forget about it. Like, yeah, thank you. Like, someone is paying attention. Someone there knows what the comic fandom is saying, because clearly there's a few more jokes at Disney's expense than I expected. I figured they'd get away with quite a few, but
when he goes to Wolverine, you're joining at a low point.
Yeah, that's a really good line. It's very, very true. I expected more of the, we can't talk about cocaine, and then they go on all that. Like, I expected more jokes like that, of like more Disney proper, let's poke fun of, not specifically let's poke fun of the shortcomings of the failure of the MCU for like the last like 4 years. They did that a little bit more than I anticipated, but I do appreciate that. So,
well, I mean, there's also well, there's two things. One, there's the supposed. I don't know if you read today that there's supposedly the 2 cut scenes from Ms. Marvel and She-Hulk in it.
No, I haven't seen.
There was some articles saying that supposedly there was like a scene with those 2 characters in that were cut from the movie. So I wonder if that was just another joke about it. But then one thing I did kind of find interesting, and I don't know if it's really like it's one of those things where they had to talk about it, but I feel like it's kind of a wasted Easter egg. I guess apparently the director Sean Levy came out saying basically the movie is his ode to planes, trains, and automobiles.
What?
Yeah, that's what he said. He basically is a huge fan of it, and that this whole movie is basically
Okay.
like it
Sure.
follows the same path of that story. But apparently,
I could kind of see that.
But the silly thing is, they came out and said, "Oh yeah, here's the thing that you missed." Apparently, oh no, the car that was in Plane, Trains, and Automobiles, like 2 cars, and we're in the wasteland.
Are they?
Like,
that's pretty funny.
Okay.
Well, sure. I mean, that's not something most people
Exactly, but I mean, it's not a comic book Easter egg, so that's like a random Easter egg. That's like, why would anyone catch that?
Yeah. No, I mean, trust me. There's film nerds are pretty nerdy too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, like for me, when the picture, right, that Kevin was talking about earlier, right, everyone I care about is in this space. That like reminded me of Back to the Future with Marty.
Well, yeah, they don't they
I think they reference it in there.
They say yeah. I think they mentioned Back to the Future in there. Well, they talked about Back to the Future in
Endgame
and Avengers too, and Endgame, or Infinity, must have been Endgame, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's they're pulling from a lot of the same sources. If they can hold off on Deadpool for quite some time and give us a number of years and kind of keep him in his own little thing, and if they want to, I mean, I'm really surprised we didn't get, what's James Marsden and Famke Janssen doing? What are the rest of the a lot of those guys aren't doing any, not big regular major projects. This maybe they just wanted to keep this to the Foxverse and multiverse stuff and just kind of just end that and then move on forever, and we'll come back and do stuff with because he's still in the Fox X-Men universe at the end, right? They don't explain how he comes over to the Marvel and the MCU world either. He just kind of is there and then leaves. They never explain that, right? At the beginning when he has the job interview.
I can tell you what Jean Grey is doing. She was in this really wonderful movie called Saint Seiya. That
was she?
Yeah.
Like the live action one?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. In fact, she was the only one out of the actress that left the signing when they were going into the extra time signing. Not that she had to stick around, but she's the only one that left us. And it was really funny because the guy in front of me was really excited to meet her, and by the time he was done, he was like, "Wait, didn't I not get her signature?" And he looked over and is like, "Wait, she's not there anymore."
I had no idea she was in that. That's bizarre.
Yeah, no, she's in Saint Seiya. Not that I recommend that movie to any real Saint Seiya fans, but they tried. They really tried. So divergent there.
But yeah, I'm not sure if I just missed how he got there, but they never really explained it. But at the end, it's like he saved his world, which is the X-Men's world, and now Wolverine's back, and it's post Logan at this point. It's not really. Does he go to the future to get Logan? Because Logan would not be.
It's a different. It's a different Wolverine.
Logan used the TVA device.
Yeah, didn't he get a TVA device from when they tried? He got the TVA device when they came after him.
Right.
And the thing is, he used that that to go to the 616 to be the Avenger to hop around.
No, that's after.
That's after. Yeah, because he's just like he tries to join the Avengers, he can't. Then he goes back to his world, but they don't really explain how he gets there. Whatever, I could care less. It doesn't matter. But I'm just wondering. Logan is not for the continuity going forward. He doesn't. Because the Deadpool movie is concurrent with the X-Men movies with the original cast, not the first class cast, correct? Because they show up in Deadpool too. So he's 6 years in the future of that world, so this is pre-Logan, but he went to the future.
Don't think about it, dude. It just
no. I did, because it doesn't make sense. Like, it wouldn't line. I'm just trying to think of the timeline, because as far as where the movie ends, he's in the current of the
we also have a
X-Men.
different Colossus, and
Yeah. Well, that's the case. They're just like, we'll just use the effects and not, well, because there's a scene in Deadpool 2 where like the whole cast is there, right?
Yeah.
He walks into the X-Mansion, like opens the door, and like they're all standing there, and he's like, oh, and he just leaves. So that's
No, he doesn't
that's
see
the original cast.
He opens the door and doesn't see them, and they shut the door so he doesn't come in.
Oh, sure. But it's the original.
It's the original
people.
people.
It's not. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's the original people.
No, because I would love if they are like, yeah, we want to do more movies with the original cast. We can age up the characters are now older. We can bring in like New Mutants. We can keep the Fox X-Men world alive. I have no problem with that if they want to do more. And then you have the Marvel Cinematic. Yeah, I know, but do one in the
Hey, Magic was actually kind of cool in that one.
No, it is not a terrible movie. I thought New Mutants was perfectly cromulent. But they I please just keep Deadpool over there, just away from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just please, just keep them over there for now. If you want to have like an Avengers Endgame scene where they're fighting whoever, Doom, Iron Doom, and they start pulling people from the multiverse, fine. Like, I'll give you that, but I don't need him in I don't need him in like every movie going forward. I don't want. Please don't make Deadpool the new Stan Lee. Please don't. I don't want him showing up in every movie with a scene. Please don't do that. Please, Marvel, don't do that. Please, I'm begging you, don't do that. Please don't do that. Thank you. That's what I'm afraid of. Something like that.
What if it's Deadpool's fault that Robert Downey Jr. becomes the Doom?
Well, no, see, the thing is, it's not just Deadpool. It'll be Hugh Jackman is in every movie, or Ryan Reynolds.
I don't need that either.
Robert Downey Jr.
I really
don't. They're going to have a rotating cameo cast of characters that will be in every Marvel Cinematic movie going forward.
I really don't need that.
Oh, it's okay, Ryan. Ryan, I just got a note from the future. The Monkey's Paw has heard your wish, and being officially licensed to Warner Brothers, he's going to be appearing in all DC movies going forward.
Oh, well, then that's great. I love Deadpool. He's my favorite character of all time. I've always loved Deadpool. It's
he's DC Jesus now.
I love Deadpool. Did you see, we will pivot slightly here. This is Comic-Con news, but it is still in the realm of what we're discussing. Yeah, see those Fantastic Four costumes?
No.
I don't think that's real. Is it real?
I think it is.
I didn't see this.
No.
No, but it's only Human Torch that's wearing it. And I think he was just wearing a t-shirt.
I'm not sure. Some people did record they're like the teaser from D23. So
no, it was like a little video of the cast talking to the crowd. And Human Torch was they got
no. There's like a video of like footage from D23. This is not fake. There's no way this. I only saw like whatever small clip was floating around. There's no way this was fake. This was. I really fucking hope not. But no, there's some scene where they're sitting around at a table.
Yeah.
And Johnny's in.
No, they're talking to the crowd in that scene. It's not a scene. It was like a video to the crowd.
I don't think
they were not in character when they were doing that.
So, okay. Well, we will put this off. Maybe we saw different things. We were talking about different things.
Well, what I thought I saw was them talking to the crowd. One of those, "Hey, sorry, we can't be here because we're working right now." And Johnny was in the costume / t-shirt, but I thought he was just wearing a Fantastic Four t-shirt. That can't be real.
If
it's real, then I'll be honest with you. With everything I've seen so far, I think the whole movie's stylized. So
Oh, of course,
no,
of
but
course.
not like really stylized, like WandaVision stylized into something else. So maybe it fits into the version they're doing. I don't know.
Maybe we'll see. I don't know. We'll obviously wait. I'm usually never too, I don't get too worked up about this stuff beforehand. That's fake. Ooh, yeah. When
Screen Rant, they posted this on their own.
Yeah, when media has been disabled in response to a report by the copyright owner, that means the trailer was the thing I saw was the real one. Let's see if this. Hold on. Yeah, there is a D23 teaser. This is 100% real. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I'll send it to you later. I'll send it to you guys later. Kevin.
Next year is a big year for me between Born Again and FF. I mean, this has
Isn't
been my
that just
countdown.
Yeah.
This has been my Marvel countdown, and it's
Isn't
both
that
happening
just the
next year.
future
Did you not see the
Foundation?
picture we took of him at the freaking party at Comic-Con?
Oh yeah, with the FF logo. Nobody wants the FF movie to be better for you than me. Like, of course, I want the FF movie to be amazing.
Wait, Kevin, are we not going to hear from you for like a whole year from now on? Like, are you going to hibernation and not going to talk to anybody in the world and not go on the internet for a year so you can enjoy this movie?
No, it's okay. I think I've got the dance down pretty well now, avoiding. How many times have we seen behind the scenes photos where people go, "Oh my God, that costume's horrible! What the hell?" Or "Wow, that's the most brilliant costume ever!" And it almost never translates to what you're seeing in motion.
I'll be honest with you. Don't want to be a DC hater. I don't want to be a James Gunn hater. I'm not feeling any of those leaked photos from a Superman movie right now. Could be wrong. I could be wrong. Well, not feeling it.
There is a difference between photos by a random person in a building.
Yeah, but the suit is the suit, man. The suit is the suit.
And an actual trailer released by the company.
I'm saying, like, I could be wrong, but I'm not feeling it. That's all I'm saying.
What we have seen, the Fantastic Four suits are not traditional. So that's...
And I haven't even seen that. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right, hit that Comic-Con news. Let's do it.
Yeah. There was all sorts of random stuff. Hey, Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Dr. Doom. That's stupid as shit ever. How much did we talk about this last episode? Didn't we talk about it a bit?
No, did we?
Did we just skip it over completely?
We talked about it a little, not a lot.
Yeah, I thought we did a little bit. I mean, again, this all goes into this is all Deadpool related too, of course. This all goes to the fear of multiverse and FF, and I'm Kevin. I'm so sorry. I'm when the Roger Corman Fantastic Four is the most accurate, I feel so bad. Like, I like the Fantastic Four. I'd say I love the Fantastic Four, but it is not like, a fourth shitty Fantastic Four movie. Get in line. Like, it doesn't bother me, but I know for you, this is.
Well, I mean, it's for me with Marvel, it's, basically the Warlock, Captain Marvel, Daredevil, and the FF. Those are my, and not counting the Marvel horror, which we're never going to see. So I'm talking about stuff we could legitimately see.
Did I see they're doing another Man Thing? Werewolf by Night? Did that get announced? Am I crazy? I thought I heard they were going to do like another special. Anyway. I want it to be good, but God, that Robert Downey Jr. It's just
now look, Ryan. I know you're going to disagree with me on this. Okay, what? I'm going to acknowledge this up front, everybody. I'm acknowledging this up front. There's going to be one person who strongly disagrees with this. Just imagine on that stage at Comic-Con if that Doom comes out surrounded by all the Dooms and pulls the mask off and it's Tom Cruise. That would have been incredible, and it wouldn't have had people going, "Wait, how?" You would have just gotten the huge pop that you get with RDJ, but without the head-scratching question mark. that comes right
Right.
after it. I think that was the better move. I'm not arguing who's the better actor. I'm saying I think that was the better casting move. If I was writing the check and I had the choice, and maybe he's not available, it's all just academic, fan discussion. If I had a checkbook and I had a choice of those two guys for Doom, I would call Cruise 10 times, then I would take a week off, and then I'd call him back another 10 times. And again, love Downey. He was great, obviously, and he's great in a lot of things that aren't Marvel. But for this, going back to him and then to the Russos also feels like, please, honey, take me back. I'm sorry I dumped you.
Yeah.
I want to go back to when my life was great and we were together.
So it's funny. My take on it is there's some of that, but it makes sense. Like, they're going back to the well, right? But I don't know. Some of it I thought was a little brilliant. My only fear is if they're making him Doctor Doom, let him be Doctor Doom now, though. I don't want him to be Doctor Doom for Doomsday and that be it, and there'll be another Doctor Doom afterwards. Like, they have to stick with it, right? So I have my doubts on all of it a little bit.
Yeah, Toby.
Toby,
that's my fear, is you get one Doom story.
Yeah, and the Doom is too good to be one story, right? So
yeah.
If they're doing RDJ as Doom, I don't want another actor going, oh no, this is just this Doom, and now we have another Doom. That'll take away from the character. If he's going to be Doom, let him be Doom, and he's going to have to be Doom for the next fucking 10 years.
Here's what I'm going to guarantee you what happened.
Until he's 90.
Okay, here's what I'm going to guarantee you what happened. The people that actually work at the higher up at Disney that knew about this beforehand, that are actual comic book fans, when they heard about this, they all were just like, whatever you say, Kevin Feige. Oh, God, no. Here we go again. But I'm sure the suits are like, yes, this is perfect. This makes sense. These people made us fucking $8 trillion. Downey Jr. is our big star. He could be. We're going to throw a fucking $100 million at him to come back.
Yeah. Well,
is the reported number.
Here's my take on it. I hope I'm correct with this take, and I'm not sure. This is completely a shot in the dark. I feel like RDJ was done, right? The only way to get him back is a ton of money,
dude. Right?
And or hold on, a really, 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 really cool take on the story. And I really hope that there's a really, really, really cool take on the story. That is not just the money.
You can have a cool take. When you diverge so heavily from the comics, it so rarely works out. It just so rarely works out.
What if it's Doom and we never see RDJ?
So that is the only way that I would be 100% okay with this. If he is Victor Von Doom, Dr. Doom, villain of the Fantastic Four, scarred ass face, you never see him. They never mention an Iron Man variant. They never do any of that shit. I am 1,000% okay with it. I love Robert Downey Jr. I have no problem in a world where Robert Downey Jr. was cast as Dr. Doom. I do not want variant Iron Man, Tony Stark, Dr. Doom. No.
It's superior.
Fucking no.
It's superior Iron Man. You got to grab the issues now.
No.
It's the what if one. From the demon in the bottle, the Doom in a bottle.
I will walk all of this back if he is normal ass Dr. Doom playing Victor Von Doom, and he doesn't look like Robert Downey Jr. We just watched what the hell is the name of that movie? It's a show.
Oppenheimer.
Oh, The Sympathizer.
Robert Downey Jr. Sympathizer. Yeah, the Sympathizer.
He's great
right?
in that.
Yeah, and he plays a bunch of different characters, and I mean, it's Robert Downey Jr., but like, it doesn't really look like him in a couple of those characters. So, like, if they play it off, and he's like, "No, I'm not. I'm just playing."
Colin Firth and Penguin him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's Colin Firth.
Yeah, I will be
Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
Colin Farrell. I will be totally fine. If that's the case, I think there's a 0.0% chance that's the case. It's going to be some multiverse shit. He's going to be Iron Man. It's going to be he was in the cave, and instead of making the Iron Man suit, Kevin, he's going to be in the fucking cave, and instead of the Iron Man suit, he's going to make a Doctor Doom suit. Kevin, I'm so sorry. Kevin. I can't believe I just spoiled the movie for you.
Well, he's going to come out of the cave.
He's
going to make He's not gonna. He's
Kevin.
gonna make weapons of war instead of.
I'm
the
so
opposite.
sorry. I just spoiled the entire movie for you. Holy fuck, Kevin!
Well,
I can't believe I just spoiled
it's okay,
it for
'cause
you.
I spoiled
Well,
it
it's
for
a good
you.
thing that Ryan's never fucking right.
I spoiled it for you already when I said Anson Mount should have been Reed Richards. So touche.
Hey,
he's gonna come out of the cave, and he's gonna be in the Doctor Doom outfit,
And he's going to be an arms deal.
and
Like
he's
he's
gonna
going to be
dealer.
the non-repentant version of Tony
Yep.
Stark.
Yep. Oh no!
Aren't they doing the Hickman Secret Wars? Isn't that the whole thing?
Oh God! Yeah, that's the Secret Wars people want to see.
Yeah.
Not Hulk holding up a mountain.
Right.
They want to see
Jazz
fucking
hands.
What, Beyonder?
fucking Deadpool jazz hands and well, I guess that's how you get Miles into the MCU. So, oh no,
Hey, they can make RDJ the Beyonder too.
well, we're better off now that RDJ is playing everybody except for when we had Can doing everything.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Hey,
I don't even want to talk about anything else. I'm just so disappointed. I'm just so sad.
Well,
I'm just so sad that all this shit's gonna happen.
So this is
Totally
the thing:
right.
is coming off of a Deadpool Wolverine, which is a fun, enjoyable movie. Like I said earlier, that was made with care and consideration for the characters, a love for it, all this stuff, a passion, all this stuff. And then it's like, well, this stuff works, so we're just going to do it over and over again and again and again and again and again. And yeah, the new Cap movie, Brave New World, looks good, right?
It actually does. Like I am 100% in for Brave New World. This is exactly what I want. It looks serious. It has nothing to do with the multiverse. It looks like a normal ass movie. I'm totally in for that.
But
totally in for Brave New World.
But again, as long as it's from a place where Winter Soldier came from, right? Like if it's if it's more Civil War-ish, I'll be like, it's flashy, but it didn't hit like it was supposed to.
Oh, it feels more Winter Soldier,
but
it does.
We have been lied to by trailers so much in our lives that I take everything with a grain of salt when it comes to the trailer.
I have a little secret hope for Brave New World and Thunderbolts that someone realized we got to stop being kind of kiddie and jokey and let's actually make some kind of cool kick-ass action movies again. I have a little bit of hope, little bit, tiny little smidge of a bit more than I've had in a while. I'm hopeful for Brave New World. Thunderbolts, I'm still a little but we'll see. I have a little bit of hope for Thunderbolts now after that Brave New World trailer. Hopefully some people involved.
But again, I think going to the studio view of it, getting Robert Downey Jr. to come in and play Doom, that's money thinking that it's going to pull. And yeah, he does pull. He's a great actor. He's going to pull things. There's going to be people that pull a certain amount, but there's a point where you're getting the talent. Let the talent be creative. Let the talent.
It doesn't happen in $500 million studio movies.
This is the problem, right? Is you Deadpool, Wolverine.
Ryan Reynolds can get away with it. Very few other people can.
Well, and that's the thing.
It also took him 15 years to actually get it done.
Right, that's what I mean. It took this movie 6 years, right? So yeah, that's not the path for most of these movies. The Russo brothers weren't fucking coming back. Robert Downey Jr. weren't coming back. This is not pet projects for these guys. This is show us the money, give us the cash, and we'll do whatever the fuck you want. You want a shitty fucking Doctor Doom multiverse movie? Sure. With the Fantastic Four, Kevin, I may also add, you did see this, correct? That the Fantastic Four will be in both Avengers movies as well?
Sure. Whatever.
Again, I'm so sorry. I'm like legitimately sad.
It would have been. You know what? Actually, at this point, you know what? If I could wave a wand, well, besides it being good, but I'm just saying, like story wise, fire off that FF movie, and then have, and I'm being completely serious, have an FF Disney Plus series set in the '60s with just them fighting the classic villains. Even do it animated.
Sure.
Do it animated if it's cheaper.
Sure. Love it.
With the cast, voice cast from the movie. Whatever. Give me like the Red Ghost and the Apes, Mole Man, Submariner, Well, I don't know if would use him, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Just basically redo the first 2 years of Fantastic Four.
I had a customer come in the store the other day, and they said, "Do you have any books about the Water Tribe and from Black Panther?" And I'm like, "The Water Tribe from Black Panther?" I'm like, "I'm not sure what you're asking about." You're like, "Oh yeah, they were in the Black Panther 2 movie, The Water Tribe." I'm like, "The Water Tribe? And Black Panther? Do you mean Namor? Oh God, no. Oh, I mean yes, but this is not the character from the movie. Like, here's some Namor comics, but I don't think this is what you're looking for because that character is not a character in the comics." So yeah.
Right.
Maybe real Namor will show up.
I pulled up the picture, and I think you may be right. It is the actual costume. There's a little more detail to it than I thought.
There was footage at D23 that got shown. It was like a legit ass trailer, which I thought they just started filming. So who knows? Where the hell they pulled this out of their ass?
I didn't see the trailer. I just saw him sitting at the table scene, right? So the one where Johnny is in the costume. Now, I think that movie is in the past, so they wouldn't be in modern costumes. So this kind of makes sense.
But the Fantastic Four costume is not modern. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but no, it's in the old school thing. It's like in the I think
no, that costume looks like the FF, like Hickman era FF.
It's the Future Foundation mix.
Yeah,
Future Foundation.
It looks like the cartoon.
It's not
FF
the full
costume.
white of Future Foundation. It's a mix of Future Foundation in the.
You're talking about that French cartoon, Toby?
French cartoon, whatever it was on fucking Saturday morning with Iron Man.
No, not that. No, it kind of looks like the weird French cartoon that they did in like the early 2000s. You know that one, mid 2000s, like 2008.
Oh,
like
that one with the weird hair on Johnny.
Yeah.
You have those pop up occasionally. You are right.
It's not horrible.
They're not horrible.
They're
just
off.
It's off. Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
No, if they were in the 90s FF costume, I'm not talking about the Sue Storm boob window. I mean like the white and blue, that'd be fine. That's not what that looks like. That doesn't look like the 90s.
It is. FF. It's like white on the top and it's blue.
Look up, I don't know how you search for it. Look up FF, the Future Foundation I guess it'd be Future Foundation. It looks more like that, and I'm not into that at all. But
hey,
anyway,
all I can say about it is I do hope that they really take into consideration that Mark Russell life story, because
I would love
that. Is like if they're doing like kind of a decade spanning kind of story with it and wanting to give us multiple Fantastic Fours, if they did life story but just blew it up a little bit more, that'd be really good.
While we're on movie TV talk here,
Ryan, I just sent it to you. Take a look. That does not look like Future Foundation to me at all.
No, it's a mix.
I mean, I know what you're talking about, but it does not what it looks like. That doesn't look like the 90s FF costume. Not really. I mean, I'll grab some photos. I'll grab some photos and send them to you later. Don't worry about it. While we're talking movie TV stuff, I did want to bring up Batman Caped Crusader, the
Amazon.
The Amazon. The HBO made, Amazon shown spiritual successor to Batman the Animated Series by Bruce Timm and Paul Dini and Matt Reeves and J.J. Abrams for some reason and Ed Brubaker.
Paul Dini's involved in that one?
Yeah. Oh. Yep. He wrote some episodes. Bruce Timm, wait, do I have that backwards? Dini writes some, and Tim is actually a producer, or is it the opposite? I don't have it in front of me, but it's fine. Kevin's seen one episode. I've seen the first 4. Me and Liam watched the first 4. Have any of you seen any of it?
No,
I did the first minute, and then I fell asleep.
Okay.
I know
he's consistent, people. He's consistent.
Ryan, I know it exists.
Kevin, you want to know my opinion? I want to know your opinion.
Okay, I've only seen one, so everybody hold your fire on this because I don't know what's coming, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a perfectly average episode of Batman the Animated Series. I don't
even think it's that good.
I got to the end and it's like, are you ready to watch and they're like 25 minutes or whatever. It's like, are you ready to watch the next one? I'm like, absolutely not. Turn off the TV and go and do something else. Not that I won't ever come back to it, but Batman the Animated Series had incredible highs, and then it had a bunch of episodes that were good, right?
Fine.
Yeah, fine. Yeah. This would be on the lower end of the fine BTAS episodes to me.
Yeah.
Based on only one, though. Based on only one.
Well, I've seen 4.
Yes, go ahead.
Episode 4 was better. Now the internet hates it, right? Let me rephrase that. Big parts of the internet hate it. Some parts of the internet love it, and that tends to be what the internet's for. And as always, I do not like when I end up siding with the bigots and racists and homophobes.
So you don't like agreeing with the bots.
I don't. But it's not really good. It's just.
Is it not really good because it's too close to something that was better?
I think if maybe
because like all the other Batman shows, they're so different, like a different take on it, that you don't actually compare them in the end.
Yeah, there is just no comparison to Batman the Animated Series. Batman the Animated Series is better in every single regard.
You know what I mean, though? Like, the Batman show was special in its own accord.
It's an
Batman Brave and Bold was special in its own accord.
Yeah. They fucked up big time by putting out so many comparisons to the animated series and styling it the same way. The changes are fine. Penguin is a character, not the Penguin. She's fine. She's not the Penguin, but it's okay. Like in a bubble, it's a perfectly fine character, but when you're comparing it to the Penguin, it's just not good. Batman is like barely in these shows.
What?
He's barely in them.
Is he at least like the Greg Rucka Punisher book where he's like the boogeyman and doesn't say anything, it just shows up? And
he's in a couple scenes. He's in a couple scenes in every episode, but the focus is not him. Yeah, the animation is just CG trying to look. It just looks off, very floaty.
It feels like a karaoke version of Batman animated series.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's okay, but I'm really disappointed. But episode 4 was what? That was the Montoya. Was the one we just watched? What was the episode 4 we just watched? Like, see, I can't even remember the one we just watched. I can pull up the list. I gotta pull up the list of episodes. Oh yeah. It's okay. And like, I haven't got to the Harley episode. That seems to be the one that people they're like, yes, I love this new direction, or this is the worst thing that DC's ever made. It's like kind of one of the two. Harleen Quinzel is just not Harleen. Like, it's real weird. Like, Gordon's fine. Like, Alfred's, they went with fat Golden Age Alfred, which is fine. Like, okay, but he's just kind of there. Like Alfred was so good in Batman the Animated Series. He was such a great take on that character. Really sharp-witted. Really played off the Bruce Wayne and Batman versions.
How about the Harley version?
The Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Gordon's amazing, and Alfred in Harley Quinn.
Oh no, sorry, I was thinking of Gordon. My bad.
Yeah, no. Well, right, Harley Quinn is like so its own thing. It's amazing. I love the Harley Quinn show. It's fucking hilarious. The Kite Man show is so good, you guys. So
wait, that's
good.
Already out?
Yeah. They're out, like 4 or 5 are out. It's so fucking funny. All right. Again, Batman Brave and the Bold. Unbelievable show, just incredible, right? So good. This, man, Cape Crusader.
It's hard to know what your feelings would be if you had never seen that 90s show. If that never existed and this just dropped.
I think people would be like, yeah, it's pretty good. I think comparing it to Batman the Animated Series is such a colossal blunder, which is weird because X-Men 97 is like, oh no, we took it and we went to the next level. Like we went 10 levels above the 90s series. It's X-Men 97 is fantastic. This feels like we're going to sort of have the style, but do our own thing, have our own characters, can make up this whole new universe. And so the comparison is to Batman the Animated Series, and it's just not that.
That's weird.
Is it a Batman animated multiverse?
I actually really did enjoy the Batman. At first I didn't, but as the show kept going, I really started enjoying it.
The Batman?
Yeah, the one that came, I want to say it came after, but it was so different, like yeah.
So Beware the Batman and The Batman are the two that I never got into. I tried both and they just didn't click.
No, I didn't get into the Batman until like later when they started bringing in Superman, some of the other characters, and it really worked for me.
Yeah, no, again, Beware the Batman nobody likes. I don't think I've ever heard.
Is that the weird CGI one?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
It just I like Katana.
Like
I like Katana being
CGI MTV one to me.
Oh well, that's horrible. Like that's a different level of bad. That's legitimately fucking terrible. Like nothing as bad as that and that Iron Man show are like the worst things that Marvel's ever made. But the yeah, man. Oh, I was so excited for this. We'll finish it. Maybe it picks up as they go on and ends on a high note, but Kevin,
I think. Look, I watched it. I watched that a week ago, and
you might not.
I literally have not thought about that show once until you brought it up today.
Yeah, 2 and 3 are just kind of like fucking slogs. 4 was better, but like I don't know, man. It's got to.
When you're done, you tell me the highlight episodes. I'm sorry, I don't have enough summers left on Earth to be doing slogs. Okay, I need the highlight episodes. None of this shit of like it gets good in episode 7. F that. I'm out.
Yeah. I'm super disappointed. I was really excited for this. Yeah. Hey, look, I can shit on DC stuff too. Well, DC's animated stuff has been abysmal. They've got to fire. Well, they probably will because it's Warner Brothers, so they're just laying everyone off. They got to fire everyone involved in the animation department for all the DC animated movies. I haven't seen the Crisis movies. I've heard such mostly negative and conflicting things about those. Watchmen looks. Did you see the Watchmen trailer for the animated movie? It looks like What If. It looks like the biggest pile of horse shit. It looks terrible. It looks so
was that
fucking bad.
That trailer?
Yeah. It looks so terrible.
Wait, I thought the Infinite Crisis stuff was already out.
It is, yeah. All 3 parts are out. I haven't seen them yet. The Watchmen trailer.
Oh,
it looks exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah. It looks exactly like What If. It looks abysmal. I mean, it's just Watchmen, right? So it's not. I don't think they're going to deviate. They're not going to do anything with it, which is good. Which is, I guess, fine. But the animation looks wretched. They need to fire everyone involved at DC Animation and just start over because I don't know.
They are going to fire everyone involved and then hire and then just have AI do it.
It couldn't be much worse than what it is now.
Oh, so. You say that now.
It's so funny, right? Because I mean, Harley's awesome, and it's like, hey, we're gonna Kite Man show, which is the craziest thing of all time. And Teen Titans Go is still around, so I mean, they have people doing good stuff there. But like, I don't even know if Teen Titans Go is gonna be around. They killed Cartoon Network too. That was interesting. But like, man, Warner, what are you doing with this show? Oh, it's just so disappointing. Yeah, if anyone else goes back and watches it, let me know.
I mean, I picked up the Batman Complete Animated Series on Blu-ray during, Prime Days, but, so I'm looking forward to going back and rehashing some of those.
I should just
I've never seen all of them, but
I should just watch Batman the Animated Series again. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Anything else to talk about? I mean, yeah, we got shit to talk about, but like, good stuff. The good stuff was announced at Comic-Con. They brought back the classic DC logo. I think
we talked about that.
We talked about that. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, we talked about all the DC all-in stuff.
We talked about how DC hates people's bookshelves.
But yeah, we talked about all the DC all-in. What else? Bizarre. No, sorry, not bizarre. Super cool news. Again, I feel like I did mention this very briefly, but I don't think we talked about it. There's going to be a TMNT and Naruto crossover. Like, that's actually like fucking genius.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
I hope IDW like that's going to be huge.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. It is very rare that the Japanese companies license their stuff out. I mean, I'm sure they're working in conjunction with them, but
gotta make that money.
Viz doesn't need to make that money. IDW needs to make that money. Nickelodeon needs to make that money. I'm sure.
Nickelodeon's gonna make a ton of money. Cartoon Network went under.
Well, maybe. I'm sure all the people working on Naruto are fine. Did you guys hear about these? I have not looked into this at all, but it seemed to piss people off like some crazy amount. Did you guys hear about this? They're doing these QR codes in the back of these Marvel comics for the X-Men number launches. Did you see anything about this?
Revort's been writing about it in his newsletter.
People
are bitching nonstop.
Yeah, I'm just like, to me, it's like such a non-issue.
I know, right?
Like, who cares? Right. But the internet is like freaking out at Marvel over this. I think they've stopped, right? I think they only did it for the first issue or the first couple. And Kevin, maybe has he made more recent comments?
Well, have you read? Was more just whatever the number ones are, I guess, is what. Where this is. Is that right? Is that my understanding?
Yes.
I'm just like,
what does the QR code do?
So there is a QR code at the back page of all the X-Men number 1 issues that links to the final page of the issue. Basically, every issue is like a kind of like a bonus, like spoiler tease, post credits page, and they don't want those pages to be leaked. So they made a QR code. So the day the book comes out, the physical book comes out, you scan the QR code and you can go get the page. It's just linked to a random page on the Marvel website, so anyone can see it at any time. You don't actually have to have the QR code.
Not in the book?
Once the QR code is out, anyone can access that page. Correct. The page is not in the book.
Fuck off.
But the pages also don't seem to be anything. They're completely nothing.
No, but fuck off. You going to buy a book that's not complete?
Well, oh, no. I agree. It's stupid. But I don't.
Oh,
but
hell
I'm not
no.
like.
No.
See, yeah, Toby's the internet.
I think my understanding is it's not the end of the story. You get the story complete in the issue. This is like
hold on. Is the next issue at least going to print that page in the next issue?
No, because this is like the post credit scene, as if you had to scan a QR code to see the post credit scene or something.
I have Uncanny.
No, you can't do that. No, this is like the worst
Uncanny
DLCs
right here
on video games. This is the worst. Oh my god! Fucking
hold on. I have Uncanny
Next
right
thing
here.
you're gonna know, you're gonna get 3 pages when you buy them, and you're gonna have to fucking go download the shit on the internet.
This is what the internet sounds like. Yeah.
Like seriously, fuck off.
Hold on, let me check.
Never gonna step into a comic book shop again if they're doing that.
It's gonna be. They're gonna be printed in the trade paperback. But like to me, it's kind of like okay, whatever. It's like a little bonus page that's on their website. Like I don't know. Like I'm not super.
Oh no!
Even if it was DC, I can't see myself being like super upset about this. It's just like okay, it's a little bonus thing. Who cares? Like
I don't know, man.
It's a slippery slope. I'll give you that.
Slope. I don't like it.
I don't know what they're.
See, you have to fight the power from the beginning, man. Like you can't just go, it's fine, and then before you know it, you get 3 pages and go, download the rest, motherfucker.
Well, I don't know. It can't be like we have to increase ad revenue on Marvel.com.
No,
so if we put a QR code
worse.
in the comics,
it's even.
I just
worse.
don't know. It's like you don't have to like register. It just takes you to a random page.
No,
so I don't really.
You can't. So I just did this with Uncanny X-Men number 1. on my phone. I can't zoom in to read the text boxes.
Well, that might just be your browser or something.
Well, it's one of those things where normally you can zoom in and like.
It's just it just goes to a.
It goes to a page. It's like a splash page
website,
of like this is gonna happen or whatever. Like you watch it's like watching the trailer for the next episode at the end of the episode. But this is where it's like, then you scroll down, read more X-Men comics. You can join the X-Men Unlimited. It's just an ad for Unlimited, and I'm like,
right. And to me, it's I don't know. Like, the internet is like fucking livid over this.
So the thing is them saying it's a spoiler is fucking bullshit. Like,
the pages were nothing.
The pages are nothing. The second they get the QR code, they can post whatever this is. So
that's what I said. Yeah, it's one person can post it, then you don't have to scan it. But again, it's just like a little bonus thing. So I don't know. I feel like the blowback has been so severe that I would think Marvel's going to stop doing it on anything else. If their plan was to continue this, it probably won't, because the blowback has been fucking horrible. People hate it. But I'm also like, to me, it's like, okay, whatever. It's meaning now. Yeah, if it was like the final page of the story, I'd get it. But this is like a little bonus thing, so it just doesn't.
Well, I think what it is I think it goes back to what Toby was saying. You bought the comic and you're not getting everything.
Of course,
they're making you go to another media to look at something, and then that other media is just has a blatant ad for join this. Right.
And
you've already seen join X-Men, join the ad for it in the comic. So now that they're slamming it to you again, it's just the internet is more and more like people are just more aware of ads in their face, and they don't want it. Like,
maybe DLC was a slippery slope. It started as, look, you're gonna get more out of your game because you get some bonus level. Now you get like 2 characters in Street Fighter, and you have to get the rest of it, man. This is
There's real bad DLC. I'm right there with you. I understand.
Well, I think the DLC is a little different, though. The DLC controversy is that originally stemmed because the DLC is already on the disc, even though you already bought it, and it's still there to unlock, but you have to pay to unlock it. That's the part of
Toby,
DLC.
You're a big Nintendo guy, right? Nintendo's policy on DLC is the finished game ships. All DLC is made after as completely optional additional content. Pokemon's the same way. Like, all these things are like that. So, like, there's good DLC out there. I'm totally fine with that.
But if it's game DLC, fuck them in the ass.
But I mean, most games now are Fortnite. Yeah, it's free and everything is DLC. Everything is microtransactions. Or like, Street Fighter. Here's 6 characters and we're going to unlock 80 of them.
Man. I want to buy a game. I want all the damn fucking characters in it, man.
I'm down there. I'm right there with you with most games. Yeah.
Although, question for you, Ryan. In comparison to the blowback on this, what about the so-called R-rated pages in the Blood Hunt?
I feel like nobody cared. Like, this was not like I mean, if people cared, I've never heard anyone complain about it. I never saw it blow up on the internet. It's just a bonus thing in the Red Band version. It seemed like I sold a shitload more copies of the book. People bought the Red Band version. So if people were complaining, and that is actual story pages cut from the original book.
Yeah.
I figured that would be, people would complain way more about that.
Yeah, you would think it'd be more equivalent.
But I mean, it is, you could buy either version. So I guess in that sense, to buy the Red Band version if you care. You don't have an option with the X-Men. You cannot buy that version. So that's probably the difference. But I still, to me, they're both kind of like.
But then what was the price difference again between the two?
It was $1.
The Red Band? I think it was $1.
So basically, you're paying $1 to get like 2 or 3 pages.
Was there even a price difference?
I think in the first issue there was, but I don't think there was well.
I can't even remember. If it is, it's $1.
Well, and the thing is like,
how's the name of the book?
Blood Hunt.
Blood Hunt. Let me look.
The first, issue 1 sold out. Issue 2 tapered down a bit. They've leveled out in what people are buying for the regular and for the. But for the Red Band.
It did well. Yeah, Bloodhunt's $4.99. Red Band is $5.99. Red Band is $6.99. Yeah, so it was $1 more.
Yeah.
It was $1 more.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting.
Gets you fancy bags, more blood, a page of violence.
I mean, it's you're getting an R-rated version versus a PG-13.
Back in my day, we had to buy 6 copies of Teen Titans #1 to get all of the stories in each version of Teen Titans. So I don't want to hear it. Okay. If I wanted that Deadpool card, I had to buy every version of X-Force #1 in order to get to collect all the different team cards.
See the card in the back.
I don't want to hear it.
Oh, it's just like
X-Men #1. It was whether or not you. It was whether or not you had the reverse X-ray Captain America, negative Captain America. It was like, God damn.
I love how my version of this is Team Titans as well. Like clearly the classic version of internal variants on comic.
I was gonna say X-Men #1 had the poster variants.
Yeah.
But with the poster variants, like you could buy the poster, or you could buy the characters that you like the most. Like, like you didn't need to buy all of them to connect. They had a connected one.
Nobody told Toby about variant covers. Okay, he won't want to learn about that.
No, it's
what different covers on the same book.
That QR code.
It was bad enough when it was on comics. It was really bad when they started doing that on the Sin City fucking Blu-ray.
Right? Of all the different characters.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Dude, it's TV Guide. It all goes back to TV Guide. TV Guide fucked us for 50 years, okay? Like, it all goes back to TV Guide. That's where
I really wanted all those damn covers for that Sin City DVD or Blu-ray, whatever it was, man. I was like, I never felt stupider in my life. I'm like, I'm buying the same movie again and again and again.
At least with the comic, it's like $4 with the Blu-ray.
Yeah, no, I felt
the DVD
really
when it came out for like $25.
Yeah, that one I regretted that I got into that one.
It's pretty funny.
I wasn't into that.
Yeah. All right.
I got really angry when they started doing variant covers on omnibuses. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, that was where I drew the limit. I do not own I now do not own every new Warriors product because I will not buy the variant cover omnibuses for my new Warriors collection.
Well, that's because most of them suck.
Other important news. We are getting a Nova and Night Thrasher co-omnibus for all their
I was so confused when you sent me that. I was like, wait. At first, I was really happy, and I was like, wait, they put our 2 characters in the same book. I'm like, do we share it? Do we cut one book into halves? Like, here's your half.
They put my Nova in your Night Thrasher. Yeah. No, they put your Night Thrasher in my Nova. Right?
So, are we going to cut the book in half, and you're going to have one half of the book, and I get the other half?
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the newer Nova omnibus to be redone.
I will not be buying that. Sorry.
Now, will you stock it in the store?
Yeah, of course.
Not a true Nova fan.
Okay. Unless there's anything else, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Such a negative podcast. Good Lord, that's not like us. Usually we're so full of positivity and happiness.
We're positive on Deadpool, right?
Yeah,
we weren't talking about DC.
I just never want to see it again. So,
Grumpy old man.
He wants to buy it on 4K and then never put it on his shelf and then never talk about it again.
Charlie had a point. I was talking to Charlie about it, and he was very annoyed that Cable was not in it.
Yeah, a lot of people. I heard a lot of people complaining about
because
that,
you got this much going on with time travel and yada yada yada, and then Cable is not a part of it. A lot of
it would have been very, very confusing because you would have had to have had a Cable versus Thanos scene, and it would have blown people's minds.
No, then they would have just made it that Cable was actually Thanos.
Oh, all right. We were fine at first. Now you just went over the line, Ryan.
We dodged a bullet. And Brock, to be correct, I will buy it on 4K. I will rip it onto my hard drive. I'll put it on my Plex server.
I forgot that.
File it in my collection, and then watch it again.
Yeah, there you go. I always forget the rip and Plex.
Yes. I got a little stack here for my last Amazon day. I have a couple things I got to rip. So, yep. Rip it and Plexing. That's all I do these days. Rip and Plex.
I was going to say, Cable and Domino are missing because the timeline's gone.
No?
Yes, because remember, he went back and saved Vanessa. It's the Vanessa saved timeline that's going forward.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was the lettering on that timeline? That's what I forgot.
Yeah, that's what he did. He used the time machine in the end of 2 to go back in time to save Vanessa. Then after he saved,
so they are gone,
and then he destroyed the time machine.
Not
So
gone. They still exist.
they still exist,
somewhere.
but they aren't here in our universe. They haven't been introduced yet. Again,
yeah,
it's silly.
No, I think you're right. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen 2. I forgot. Yeah, is that how it ends?
Yeah, he goes back in time to save Vanessa because he gets
That I remember. Okay,
right.
No, you're right.
And the thing is, the whole point is because he was using that, the TVA came after him, and that's how he got a TVA thing to use and knew how to use that.
Yeah. Okay. What's it? We're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Thank you to everyone listening to this podcast. Thank you everyone for being on this podcast. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. More comic news, I'm sure. Although really quiet this past week, not a lot to talk about. I mean, we had something previous. Oh well, you're going. Yeah, Brock should be going. Brock, I'm still waiting to hear back on ticket. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, like
Email me
I
again,
just
so.
I'm going if I can get 3 tickets for Saturday.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. I can take the kids and stuff, and there's a decent amount of people. Like Joel Jones is going to be there, so I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll take my Lady Killer, giant one to get signed or whatever. Meet her, and then I think there was a couple other creators I was potentially going to go see. But yeah, I like.
Wait, Ryan, are you not going?
No.
Fabian is going to be there. You're not going?
No. Mark Bagley isn't going to be there. I was going to go if they were both going to be there.
Not a real New Warrior fan, I see.
I am. But I wanted
not a real one, I see. Not a real fan, not a real.
I mean, you want to know what deep cut I was going to do if I'm going? I'm tempted to take a photo with John Cleese.
Yeah. It's not a deep cut. He's like one of the biggest people that are going to be there. Although I'm sure it's super fucking expensive. What's it cost? Like $300 to take a fucking photo of him or something. Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, right. Yeah, I might have to do that. My Faulty Towers love is up there.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. Thank you to all our top tier Patreon backers. Edward at geekyvillain.com. Oh, before we go on Patreon, apparently Patreon's like totally fucking changing a ton of shit. With how people back on Patreon with Apple, I haven't looked into it. I gotta do some research. So it's possible people may get moved around if they're Patreon backers and they backed us on Apple, an Apple device through like the app. I don't know how many people use that, but
so I read a little. It's Apple is forcing Patreon to change the way they do it to conform to however Apple does their bullshit.
Yeah, it's their 30% cut and everything.
Yeah,
so
and
it's just stuff. Yeah, so I don't know. I'll see if I can find a way to see if that affects any of the current Patreon backers or. Oh, well, hopefully we'll figure this out for anything going new. But yeah, I don't know. I'll look into it. I think we still have a couple months. Joe Duff, Kelsey Meg, Craig Anderson at the Executive Evolution Podcast, and Jimmy Rivera at the Social Forum Podcast. Thank you guys very much. Head over to comicconspiracypodcast.com. You can find our podcast on Apple and Spotify and all that stuff. Oh, yeah, there was something weird with Spotify. Like, I don't really talk about Spotify. I fucking hate Spotify. But Geekbox, like, it fallen off of it, but I should all be back up now. So for some reason, you hadn't heard Geekbox, our episodes are still on there as far as I know. Ours looked fine, but yeah, Geekbox, something had disconnected, but should all be fixed. Comics Conspiracy Dub is where you can pick up some stuff from us, mail order or pick up, and check out Meanwhile Anthology.com, the Eisner not even nominated anthology all of us.
The Eisner submitted but non-nominated. Meanwhile,
the sixth highest nominated Eisner comic of 2023. Meanwhile, Anthology.com, the anthology we did for our 30th anniversary. You can go to conspirabrock.com. It's Brock's website where he has all his videos up there. Our friend Charlie does Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension, a podcast about Doctor Who and apparently other stuff now. So you can go see what they're up to over at the Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension podcast. Kevin's interview series Between the Panels at fanbasepress.com, and a page I love at Comic Art Live on YouTube.
Ryan, I have to jump in here because
things Kevin's doing as well as something new.
You teed me up for this. No, for a page I love. Upcoming guest later this month. None other than you teed this up a minute ago. Fabian Nicieza.
Oh, really? Oh, nice. Excellent. Sweet.
He's not doing a New Warriors page. Sorry.
I know it's a page he loves, not a page he wrote. Right. So maybe he loves a page he wrote.
That's disqualifying. That's the rules of the
show.
Show.
Okay. Not a page you've done.
It's not a self promotion. It's a love promotion.
Fabian's one of the guys, man. He's been around. He's still doing comics. Like he's been around as long as anyone else doing comics in the biz. Still, he's been writing since they're 40 plus years at this point. Yeah, I'll still read just about anything he puts out. So, and my wife Leanne, her art's at leannehill.com. You could see her stuff over at etsy.com/shop/leannehillart. If you're on Blue Sky, I'm on there. Ryan Higgins, Brock is Brock Sager, Toby's Toby XI, Kevin is at Kevin Sharp. All those on Twitter as well, except I'm Ryan Higgins Ryan, and the store is Comics Con store. And check out Geekbox. Talked about some con stuff, and we talked about was it Game Informer getting shut down last week. Some other random geeky stuff with my buddy Ryan Scott over there. Check out the Geekbox podcast. Okay, that is it. I'm gonna turn this off now. We will see everyone soon. Goodbye.